What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back to review another season of Ready to Love. I'm going to be honest, at first I wasn't sure if I was going to review this show, but here I am. No, I'm not going to review episode 1 because all it was their little mixer mingle situation, and I don't really remember those people's names, their conversations. Let's get to episode 2, okay? We already know that Leanne, she went home, episode 1, and now we're waiting to figure out what guy is going to be going home the first night. And that happened to be Brandon. Do I feel like Brandon should have went home the first night? No, I feel like he was very open and honest with what his situation was. And honestly, yes, he has 4 children, but it's only with one woman, and he got remarried to the same person twice. It's not like he's been married 3 different times to 3 different women. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and move on. So Tommy ends up letting them know that they are going to have the typical Ready to Love brunch the next day. I'm ready for Ready to Love to switch it up and do something else, but that's not what we got. So we quickly learn that Quentin is feeling Janelle. Next thing you know, Tommy shows up and he tells the guys the guys and the women, that the women are in control and one of the guys will be going home this week. So the brunch is going on. I'm concerned because, baby, I did not see no plates of food. Where was the food? We saw drinks, but no food. I'm like, so when did y'all eat? Everybody out here sitting at different picnic tables. Some people sitting at a bar, inside, outside. Not a plate in sight. Nonetheless, let's get to the conversations. Y'all, we learned about Marvin. Baby boy is trying to be 50 Shades of Grey. You know, he's all into BDSM. According to him, he does live shows. Now, my question was, is this on OnlyFans? Or are you actually, performing somewhere live at, somebody's, dungeon or something? Yeah, it's a lot going on with Marvin. Now, I feel like a lot of the ladies are not feeling him because he's doing a lot. However, there is one woman who is really feeling him, and that is Unique. I have to say, I hate the way that she spells her name. Or should I say the way her mother spelled her name? But nonetheless, baby girl gets all giddy when it comes to Marvin. She is clearly interested in him. And hopefully that works out for her. Because I don't see nobody else saying that they're interested in him like that. Then we gotta get to Habibi. I honestly feel like Habibi should have went home first. But I feel like they're going to keep him around because he says reckless things all the time. Now, he has a connection with Sierra. And it's crazy because the first thing that he asked her at the brunch was, how did she mess up her last relationship? I'm like, whoa, you coming in hot. Who says that she's the one who completely ruined her last relationship? Sir, relax. But he also has a connection with Tequila. Yes, Tequila. And I'm just like, okay, I can see that being a thing. Because the way Tequila was asking questions on that last episode, yeah, they match each other's energy. I can see that being a thing. So now let's talk about Red. Red ends up talking to Unique yet again. Now, on the first episode, she told this man that his job was a thought job. He's a comedian as well as a DJ. So he feels away because he's just like, whoa, why'd you come at me that hard? Now, he goes to talk to her again. He's like, maybe we started off on the wrong foot. But baby, it's clear she ain't interested in him. She ain't trying to clear nothing up. I'm just like, Red, just move along. You may have been interested in her, but she has no interest in you. Let's go ahead and move on, y'all, because we finally get to some group dates. The first group date, it is Tequila. I'm sorry, I keep calling her Tequila. Tequila, Kira, Janelle, Habibi, Red, and Phil. 6 people. Way too many for me, but let's talk about it. Tequila, she first comes to Phil and is like, I feel like the last time we talked, you were pulling away from me, all this stuff. I said, oh no, girl. You were judging him because you decided to ask him all these questions, and then when he gave you an answer, you started to judge him. But you didn't tell him nothing about your life. Good night, Tequila. So then we have Janelle. Janelle was feeling Red. Who knew? Because I feel like she was interested in a bunch of other men at the mixer initially. But we also learned that Tequila is interested in him as well. I said, who would have thought? Because, like, has Red told y'all some jokes that made y'all really like him or something? Because, like, what is it about him that all y'all are feeling him all of a sudden? Oh, but let's talk about who Janelle ain't feeling. She is not feeling Habibi. She says that he said something that was very disrespectful towards her. And, oh, I'm sorry, not disrespectful, but she used the word offensive. Either way, it was probably disrespectful. And she's not feeling him at all. I'm hoping that at some point, maybe in the ladies' lounge, she will say what he said, because she is off him completely. Now, let's get to the games. They decide to play this game where it's like football combined with bowling. And we see that Kira is getting flirty with Red. However, there is somebody who was getting a little jealous, and that was Janelle. Janelle was not feeling the fact that Kira was all up on her man. This man, I didn't even see them have a conversation, but baby girl was getting real jealous. Now, at the same time that this is happening, Tequila is having a conversation with Habibi, and he basically tells her how he used to be a cheater, and basically he cheated because his girlfriend wouldn't do certain stuff. I'm just so tired of him. Please send him packing now. But for some reason, Tequila is like, well, you know, this is why I like you, because you take accountability, blah, blah, blah. Girl, good night. I'm not saying what you're saying. There is nothing about this man that anyone should like. Like, even when he was talking to Kira or whatever, she was just trying to have a general conversation with this man. He brings up the fact that, you know, he's a saxophonist. And for some reason, in his mind, saxophone equals sexophone. I don't know how those two things equate, because it always circles back to who he hooking up with, how he a cheater, all this foolishness. Goodbye, Habibi. She ain't feeling him. Me either, girlfriend. Now, next thing you know, Phil is leaving, right? And honestly, I feel like we did not see him talk to anybody in this date. Like, was he feeling any of these women? We didn't see nothing, not a thing about him. I'm just like, all right, maybe you might be on the chopping block, sir. Now, one thing that I found interesting was the fact that Janelle and Red basically had themselves a little solo date because everybody else left. I said, oh, okay, I see y'all. They have a conversation about her growing up, how her dad was, if she still talks to her exes, all this stuff, right? They are clearly vibing with each other, and I would like to see them go on more dates with each other. But did y'all catch her being shady? Talking about how Kira didn't have a real bag, her bag was fake, and hers is real. I said, oh, you petty. Because you know he didn't know if her bag was real or fake. You are being petty. All right, so now we have another group date. It is Aries, Chris, Sierra, Quentin. I want to say there was a Jessica involved, and Herbert. I think that's everybody. Y'all know they love to do these big groups. All right, so we start off seeing a conversation between Sierra and Herbert. It's clearly that she has a thing for this man, because she feels like he be saying stuff erotically to her, even though he think that he's just saying the shit regular. Sierra, she does end up telling him, as well as a couple of other people, that right now she's abstaining because she's on this personal journey. She's almost hit a year, and they all cheers to that. Whoop-de-doo for CC. Now let's move on over to Chris and Jessica. She actually overheard him having a conversation with somebody else and decided to continue the conversation with him now. And basically they talked about arranged marriages. In his culture, that is normal. I believe he is Nigerian, and his whole family believes in arranged marriages. However, when it came to him getting married, you know, when it's time for, like, people to start choosing people for him, his family sending him candidates and all of this stuff, but he's like, no, this is my life. I want to choose the person who I want to be with. And I'm like, okay, Chris, I can respect that. I will say this, Chris is really cute, and also, he just seems like he has such a calm personality. Okay, so now we see this conversation between Quentin and Aries, and we learn that there is a 10-year age gap. So, honestly, if these two want to move forward, it's like, can they handle being in a relationship with an age gap that's that far apart? Especially considering in society, it's majority of the time the man is older than the woman, but this is the absolute reverse, and baby girl is basically a cougar. Now, why did Jessica tell Herbert that he has ladies' man energy? And I'm like, girl, cockeyed Herbert, really? That's the vibe you get? Okay. Now, one thing that I will say is that Herbert is actually a very nice gentleman, because when Sierra said that, oh, I'm going to head on out, he's like, let me walk you to your car. I feel like we hardly hear these guys say that on this show. They just be like, all right, bye now. Oh my gosh. But let's go ahead and move on. All right, now let's go ahead and move on to this solo date between Sierra and Habibi. Because we already know that she was interested in this man, but now she wants some solo time with him. First things first, he gets there and he has her spin around because he got to see her whole body or whatever. He compliments her nails, and then he goes on to talk about how he don't like when women don't have their nails done. I'm just like, ooh, you so annoying. So he ends up asking her, like, oh, does she like him more than she likes any of the other guys? But she really wasn't trying to go on that type of tip. She was trying to get to know him a little bit better. And I'm just like, girl, good luck getting information out of him. So he ends up asking her about her relationship with her family. And she's like, yeah, I talk to my mom every day. He's like, really? You talk to your mom every day? So she goes on to tell this story about how, she learned how to peel a crawfish when she was like 4 years old because she got tired of waiting on her mom. But her mom would peel like 10 of them versus her only peeling just one. Now he's like laughing and he cracks a joke like basically like, girl, your mom ain't shit or something like that. But he's joking about this and she got offended. And I'm just like, I mean, it's clear he was trying to throw in a joke. I don't think he was trying to disrespect your mama, like for real. But also, I just feel like she kept talking about her life and we still ain't learned nothing about Habibi. Besides the fact that he's a cheater. When she told that to somebody else and not even her. Now, let's talk about this other date that's going on. Because this one is actually cute. We have Quentin and Lee. They meet up at this really cute restaurant. I don't know where they were in Dallas. I'm not from Dallas. But that place looked super cute and chic. So they meet up or whatever. They compliment each other. They both work in the same field. So, of course, she asks him, like, how do you feel about me having videos and stuff like that on Instagram, and on social media? He's like, I'm fine with that. Like, he ain't worried about other guys looking at her. And I'm like, shout out to him for that. Because y'all already know we have seen it time and time again where guys get offended because there are other men looking at their women on social media. Which is so stupid because these women are already posting this stuff before they even got with you. Nonetheless, they go on to talk about, basically why a relationship would work for them because they both understand each other. They have similar backgrounds. Like, they just seem to be vibing. And I think I might like this. Like, he was cute with Aries. However, I feel like that age gap might, cause a few problems in their relationship. But when it comes to him and Lee, I just feel like the vibe is so much better. And also, I think they do have an age gap that's like 3 or 4 years or something like that. But it's more doable than that 10. All right, and we are getting to the ladies' lounge. And I must say, all of the women look really pretty. Y'all, Sierra came in there with a new wig on. Looked like a total different person. I'm like, who is this? And then when Tommy was like, yeah, something Sierra, I said, Sierra? I'm like, when did she get here? Because that hair made her look so different. All right, now let's talk about who is feeling who. So first person is Lee. She is feeling Quentin and Marie. Aries likes Quentin as well as Janelle because baby girl talked to him on the phone for 2 hours. And baby, they was talking real bad. Whatever that means. Like, I know that Carisha said that they go together real bad, but talking on the phone real bad makes no sense to me. Someone please explain in the comments. So, nonetheless, you have her also saying that she's interested in Herbert, and we all know that she's also interested in Red. Now, when it comes to Kira, though, she says that she doesn't know if she's really interested in Red because of his career and how basically he has this thought job. Now, she didn't say that, but it's because he's a DJ, he's a comedian. She feel like he's for the streets. And I'm like, until he proves that he is for the streets, don't place judgment so soon. I feel like Tommy should have said that. And also, Kira, you were all over Red, so I'm kind of surprised that you're saying that you're not feeling him like that. Nonetheless, we move on to Unique. You already know she has a thing for Marvin. Now, baby, let's go ahead and get to Tequila, whatever her mama named her. Listen, she talked about her guy was Habibi. I don't know who she was describing, y'all. She talking about this man in school for IT. She said he DJ on the side. She said that he has a military background. He spent time with his kids. First of all, when did he get an S on that? I could have swore he only had one kid by the girl he only knew for 11 days. Who is this man? Is she mixing up the guys? What's happening here? Because all of what she's saying, we ain't seen or heard none of it. Not a one piece of information that she just put out there. Well, baby, when I tell you the other ladies, they don't know what she's talking about either, because they feel like he is a clown. They feel like they don't want him here because Janelle ain't feeling him. You already know Sierra, he rubbed her the wrong way. And Tequila is over here talking about they're not taking the time to get to know him. No, baby girl, there's nothing about him that they want to get to know. But let's jump on over to who the ladies are not feeling. So, I don't even know which girl it was. It may have been Lee. She said that she wasn't feeling Marvin, especially once he introduced himself to her. And then the next line was how he's a dominant. Baby girl wasn't feeling it. However, let's slide on over to Miss Kira, because she said Quentin, right? I was not expecting for her to say, I'm not sure if he's into black women. He seemed like he date white girls. I was not ready for her to say that. And then follow up with, I think I'm the closest to that personality-wise. I said, I'm sorry, Miss Mamas. What is you saying here? Because first you assume that this man dates white women. Haven't asked him if he date white women, but this is your assumption. And you could very well be right. You know what I'm saying? But for you to then put yourself in the category of the black girl who has the white girl personality, who went to school with all white girls, so she was probably on the cheerleading team, didn't make captain because of course it was a blonde haired girl that did. Like, girl, get over yourself. I don't know, I just had to give her a side eye for mentioning how she's the closest thing to a white girl in the room. And I'm just like, well, you don't know the rest of these ladies' walks of life. But baby, Tequila, she may have some confirming evidence, because she says when she talked to Quentin, basically she asked him like, oh, are you feeling me? And he's like, oh, I'm not feeling anybody just yet. Which I don't feel like that means that he only dates white women. But when she conveyed that message to the girls, she made it seem like he's like, nah, I ain't feeling none of these chicks up in this building. I ain't checking for nobody. I ain't feeling it. That's the type of vibe that she made it seem like it was. And honestly, I feel like he may have told you, Tequila, that he wasn't feeling anybody just yet, just so that he didn't have to say that he was feeling you. So, y'all, we got to get to Habibi. Most of the ladies ain't feeling this man. He has said reckless things to a lot of them. Then you have, not Kira, Janelle. She went on to say what he said to her, which was completely out of line. You don't even know this woman. Move along, sir. Baby, why was it when all the ladies was going around saying how they felt about Habibi, Tequila was rocking side to side, ignoring everything that they said because, of course, she has a thing for this man. So now, Tommy is upset. He's like, that's completely out of line. If anything happens like that, y'all need to come to me and tell me immediately, because that's not the type of, show we trying to do. Now, y'all, things went so far left because Tequila is feeling some type of way because they are coming for her man, okay? She has to fight for her man in this moment. So she tells Janelle that, she needs to take the time to get to know Habibi, and how basically the men are only interested in Janelle because of her skin color. Oh, and let me not forget that the reason why she said that was because Janelle's rebuttal was, yeah, you're just mad because the men ain't interested in you. Baby, it's getting real messy. And this is only episode 2. Y'all, we see production getting involved. They gotta remove Tequila out the building. She had the audacity to say, if y'all eliminate Habibi, then eliminate me too. I said, girl, it's been 2 days. Ain't no way he got you like this. Alright, so now the ladies regroup. And I'm just like, Tequila, you sound like you are purely crazy. I'm just like thinking about the whole thing. Because Habibi ain't showed this girl nothing. And she's like head over heels for this man. Y'all think she hooked up with him? Let me know in the comments. But let's get back to who the ladies are feeling. We go around the table and we ain't feeling Red. A bunch of the ladies talk about how they not feeling Red. They don't think that he's fun. Unique brings up the fact that she called his job a thought job, right? Now, I can't lie. I had to laugh and chuckle to myself because I'm like, you gonna tell this man that he has a thought job. Do you feel the same way about Tommy? Because if that's the case, Tommy has a thought job as well. Because Tommy has always been a comedian and he used to be on the radio. He might still do stuff for the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Because that's where a lot of people even know who Tommy is. It's because of the Steve Harvey Morning Show. So are you calling him a thought as well? Or at least his job a thought job? So of course she brings up the fact that he called her a thought and she felt some type of way about it. I'm just like, this season is going to get real messy. So yeah, I'm going to review, y'all. I'm going to review. Alright, it's time for the elimination. We have Sierra meeting up with Habibi and Kira is meeting up with Red. Red think that this is a real date. He over trying to catch up with Kira, all of this stuff. Baby, she about to tell you why they don't like you. So she ends up telling him how some of the ladies think that he's boring, as well as the whole he has a thought job conversation. In the end, Red stays. Hop on over to Sierra and Habibi. You already know she ain't really feeling him, and she lets him know that a lot of the other ladies feels like he has said some reckless things and disrespectful things to them. I mean, she even had a story of her own of the way he was talking about her mom. So she lets him know that the ladies feel like he is not ready to love, and he takes it. He was fine with it. I'm like, all right, cool. Y'all, that was the episode. I know this review was hella delayed, but I will be on time for the next episode. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to y'all in the next review. Bye, guys.